What's going on, everyone? Gilman back with another video, and in this video we're going to take a look at Apple stock and how it traded throughout the course of the week, just really quickly recapping through that, and then also taking a look at some potential catalysts that I see for Apple that could push the stock up. So real quickly, let's get started. But before that, if you want to hit the subscribe button, it really helps us out. Hit the like button and comment down below if you are in Apple or what your outlook on Apple is. So let's get right into it. Taking a look at the 5-day chart, we see that we started the week pretty low, 103. It's a level that Apple has not hit for a while, but we quickly rallied up to 112, and then some action happening on Tuesday. We dipped and then came back up. Dropped a lot on Wednesday, so not a good day overall. Kind of tried to make a comeback, but then dropped into the close, and then on Friday we kind of rallied up again. So a week from 103 to 112, again, for a company the size of Apple, and I repeat this over and over again because it's such a huge company, and having this much movement is not really typical, but because we're living in the COVID economy, right, there's a lot of movement, a lot of uncertainty, so that can cause some of that movement. Now, what I want to show here is, if you bought Apple around the 105 mark, there were so many opportunities for you to sell Apple in the 109s, 110s, and so on, right? And that's about a 4 or 5% return that you could have had with Apple in a given week. That's a great return for a company the size of Apple. In just 1 week, right? Or you can hold long term, kind of get those dividends in there, get long term growth, and hold it long term because you expect Apple, again, is a company that is going to go up over the course of the time. I'm personally long on Apple as well because I think the future potential of what the company can do is amazing. So just how to sort of trade during the week, just to kind of revisit some of the indicators. Taking a look at the moving average, the daily moving average chart, and kind of zooming in, what we see here is that, this week we were under the 50-day moving average on Monday, and then we were kind of above it on Tuesday, but then we pushed down Wednesday, came under it, and then Thursday we were up, and then Friday we're up, hitting against the 50-day moving average. Why this is important is because it kind of shows you, levels of support and levels of resistance. So if you are someone that is in Apple, right, and it's coming up against a 50-day moving average, or let's say it moves up on Monday and it moves up towards this 115, 116 level, the 20-day moving average is 116 right now, and it moves up towards that, that is something that you potentially can know that, hey, a lot of people are probably looking at that as a resistance point, and so maybe they're going to get out before that. So if a lot of people are getting out at the 20-day moving average line, right, that could push the stock price down a little bit. So there's two things you could do. You can either see how it plays out, or you could take advantage of that and you can sell the stock right before that. Either the Apple stock is going to break right through the 20 moving average and not care about it, or it'll hit the 20-day moving average and it'll bounce back down. So depending on your trading style and what you want to do with your investing, if you want to buy and hold, great. That's what I'm doing with some of my shares, and then some I'm kind of doing a little bit of swing trading as well as options trading. So this week alone, for example, actually, let's go over the other indicators that I use. I use the EMAs, and these are the EMAs, so 8, 21, 34, 55, 89. It's the Fibonacci sequence. But yeah, again, taking a look at that, a lot of times this can be really helpful because a lot of times what we'll see is, this day, this wasn't this past week, but right, this day, it kind of bumped up against this EMA line, but was not able to break through it. Here we see on Thursday, I believe this was, bumped up against this 8 EMA, was not able to break through it, right? Like, take a look at here, you can see the high of the day, and then under it you can see the EMA. So if you take a look at the high of the day, it was at 110.25, and the 8 EMA is 110.41, right? So it's a key level to look out for. It's stuff that we can bounce off of, find support, which means, if you're going down, you find support, you come back up. Or if you're going up and you bounce off of it, it's because that line serves as like a resistance point, which means you can't necessarily take advantage of it. So key indicators to look out for. That's personally what I look out for. And then the other thing is how strong it is based on the VWAP. If you guys watch my videos, you know that I like that. It's just sort of kind of the average trading price for the day, keeping into account the volume, right? So what I like to see is obviously trading above the VWAP, or if it's trading below it, that it's trying to push up against it. There was a day here, I believe this was Wednesday, where it was just so far separated from the VWAP, just moving down, and the gap between the chart or the stock trading price and the VWAP was increasing, which is definitely not a good sign. So yeah, I mean, this week alone, there were 2 days that I took call options and 1 day that I took puts, which meant, 2 days when I took the call options, I was expecting the stock to go up in price. And those times, I happened to be successful, snagged a couple wins, but then I betted against Apple because there were times that I thought, okay, it's moving up a little too fast. Maybe there's going to be another pullback. But then I lost some money on the puts, which is fine. I'm happy that Apple went up overall because I want Apple to be strong because I'm long in Apple stock. I was just thinking that it was going to dip that day. It didn't. It's fine. I followed my stop loss. I came out of the trade. So 2 successful trades, 1 unsuccessful trade. The key to any unsuccessful trade is to not let it get away from you, right? So my call options, I think I made like 30 and 40% respectively. I trade very small in that. I don't gamble too much with those. But in my puts, I had set a stop loss of 25%, right? Because I knew that if it was going to continue rising up after a certain point, you kind of have to give in to the momentum. I didn't think it was going to turn around, so I sold at a loss. But, net for the week, I was still all right. The other thing that I want to kind of point out is the future catalysts for Apple. So there's 3 in my opinion. The first one being the economic stimulus. I've already made a video on that if you want to watch that and kind of see how that impacts Apple stock. For those people that maybe don't need the money, an extra $1,200 hitting their bank account could mean a new iPhone 12. I don't know. The other thing is a vaccine could be announced. I'm probably going to make a video on that soon between the couple leading candidates we have. And then the third thing, let's take a look at here, is the iPhone 12 release. So typically Apple does their announcement in September, but this time we didn't see that happen, obviously, because of delays due to COVID. But if we take a look at, let's take a look at 2 articles here recently published. The first one being Forbes. There are a lot of sites saying that, October 13th is when it'll be announced, and then October 16th is when the pre-orders will happen, so that Friday, and then October 23rd, which is the following Friday, is when we could potentially see it hitting the stores, which is really exciting. And then taking a look at, CNET kind of talks about the same thing. October 13th or 14th is the announcement date, which is only 3 weeks away, and they're going to introduce the 12, 12 Pro, 12 Max, and the 12 Pro Max. First of all, great news, because that always drives hype into the stock, right? If iPhone 12 is something that people are really looking forward to, it can drive a lot of attention towards Apple. The other thing is we are expecting this to be the first iPhone that is 5G capable, which is great because a lot of times, a lot of recent years, Apple has made updates like a new camera or a slightly bigger phone. Nothing that people really want to upgrade their phone for. 5G could be that thing that causes a lot of people to upgrade. There's also another rumor that there could be an iPhone 12 mini, again, appealing to the people who want a smaller sized phone. So between that and, the fact that it'll have 5G, I can see the cycle as being, a great cycle for iPhone updates that people make just because they want that 5G capability, which could mean great revenues for Apple. And with their, bundled up services that they have going with the recent release with the fitness and the watch and iCloud and everything, and then combine into one, I think that makes a really strong case for Apple personally, which is again why I'm long on Apple, and I think long-term Apple will hopefully continue to go up. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to share. I'll continue monitoring this and make future videos on if there are any new updates or rumors or whatever it may be, but great news for the stock. I think that, when that's announced, there will be hopefully, an uptrend in the stock leading up to that iPhone release. And if that goes successful, hopefully upwards from there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're all having a great weekend. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below if you are excited for Apple stock or if you're excited for the iPhone 12. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. And until next time.